afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the ships at sea. Welcome to today's Monday, June 2nd, 2025, Walpole Media Corporation broadcast of Walpole High School Varsity Baseball as they host the Minnechaug Regional High Falcons in an MIAA Division II round of 32 game from the South Walpole Community Athletic Conference fields, complex fields in South Walpole. My name is Rick Brown, your voice of Walpole High Sports. I'll be handling the play-by-play action. Nick Piccarilli will be filming. Walpole closed out the regular season with a trio of victories against Needham 4-1, Norwood 11-0, and St. John's Prep 6-4, and is looking to extend this winning streak deep into the postseason. Today's victor will take on the Middleborough Grafton victor in the round of 16. Walpole and Minnechaug, which includes students from Wilbraham and Hampton, have never met before in baseball. In the Needham victory, junior Mike St. Martin threw a masterful no-hitter for 6 2/3 innings before being relieved in the victory. St. Martin struck out 14 and walked 5. The crafty right-hander threw 121 pitches, 76 for strikes in his career-best outing. Despite having a 10-9 overall record, Coach Chris Costello's Diamonders are seeded 4th in the tournament. The reason for the high ranking is that 10 of Walpole's opponents are in Division I. The Orange and Blue finished 4th in the Herget Division of the Bay State Conference at 6-7, outscoring their opponents 91-60. Because of the late construction work done at Eldracker Field this spring, Walpole had to play the majority of their games on the road, something that has to have a negative effect on a team. Walpole lost 5 one-run games, so with a little bit of luck, Walpole could have been looking at a 15-4 slate. The Orange and Blue started out the season well enough with victories over Braintree 4-2, Falmouth 11-4, and Framingham 12-0, before losing an unheard of 5 straight. Okay, let's see. Minnechaug advanced by shutting out Lynn Classical in a play-in game 1-0. The Falcons play an independent schedule and come in as the 29th seed with a 9-8 record. Chaug, as they refer to themselves, was 4-2 on the road, outscoring their opponents 86-71. The Green and White opened the year with victories over Chicopee 9-1 and Belchertown 3-0, before losing a pair to Westfield and Pope John. Minnechaug fashioned decisions over Chicopee again 13-0, Long Meadow 7-1, and Northampton 8-2, around a loss to East Long Meadow. After a pair of close setbacks to Springfield Central, the Falcons claimed victories over East Long Meadow for a second time, 6-5, and Wacona Regional 5-4, while falling to Westfield and Leominster. Minnechaug's starting lineup will have shortstop Bryce Burlow leading off. He's batting from the left side of the plate, followed by left fielder Aiden Rodriguez, catcher Alex Skorchik. Paul Deal, the center fielder, was batting cleanup. Andrew Burke pitching for Walpole. His first pitch, he shows a bunt, takes a strike. Let's see, batting fifth will be Sam Prisbel, the third baseman, followed by first baseman Evan Liverschfeed. There's ball 1-1-1. Burke lost a no-hitter to Needham 1-0 back in April. Ball 2. So Walpole had held Needham to just one hit in 14 innings this year. Swing and a miss by Barlow. The 2-2 delivery from Burke, just outside, full count. A payoff delivery from Burke on its way, foul back, out of play. Count remains full. Ball 4 up high. And it brings up the left fielder, Alex Rodriguez. Ball one. Strike call, 1-1. Burke looks in for the sign for the 1-1 pitch, looks over to first, comes to the set, here's the pitch. He's going, throw down, in time, out! Great gun by catcher to Shane Harrington covering as Cash Cantrell gunned him out. 2-6 if you're keeping score there. I think that was a ball, that pitch. A pitch up high. 2-2. Burke comes to the set. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. 2 down now, and it brings up the catcher, Alex Sawlick. The pitch on its way. Strike called at the knees. Fouled off into the Minnechaug dugout. 0-2 the count on Sawlick. 2-strike pitch from Burke on its way. Ground ball to second. Easy play over to first, and the side is retired. All right. Cash Cantrell stepping into the batter's box. The first pitch in the dirt, ball one. Strike, 1-1. Purcell's pitch. A little looper foul down the right field line. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes on Cash Cantrell. Ball evens the count at 22. Purcell into the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. And it brings up the third baseman, Paul Whalen. Paul batting from the left side of the plate. Strike call at the knees. Swung on, foul tipped into the catcher's mid. 0-2 the count. The 2-strike delivery. Grounded to first. Up easy play, and he steps on the bag for the out. 2 down now. Easy play by Evan Liversiege. And it brings up center fielder Quinn McNeil. Strike called. Ball down low, 1-1. One pitch, swung on, fouled off into the screen. Ball and 2 strikes. Purcell's 1-2 delivery. Line drive, that's going to drop in for a base hit to left field. First hit of the game goes to McNeil. So with 2 outs in the first, Walpole's got a base runner. Brings up the designated player, Cole Pileski. Strike called. Going grounded right to the third baseman. Easy play. Steps on the bag, and the side is retired. Walpole has no runs, a hit. There were no errors and 1 left on base. We've played an inning here from South Walpole. The score is scoreless. Burke looks in for the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch. Ball down low. The 1-0 delivery. 1-1. Burke's pitch. Strike 2 called. The 1-2 delivery. Fouled at the plate. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Swinging and a miss, strike 3. So Burke records his second strikeout of the game. And it brings up the third baseman, Sam Prisbel. Up high ball. The 1-0 delivery. Ground ball to second. McDonald up with it. Over to first. In time for the out. 2 down. And it brings up the first baseman, Evan Liversiege. Burke will be going to Worcester Polytech next year, and will be playing baseball there for the Engineers. Strike called. Fouled off at the plate. 0-2. Burke ahead on the count. Ball inside. Ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 delivery from Andrew. Soft line, that'll be a base hit into left field. Nope, they call it foul. My bad. Count remains 1-2. There's a shot to Harrington. Harrington guns it over to first. The side's retired. 3 up, 3 down. At the end of an inning and a half, we are scoreless. Richie batting from the left side of the plate. Purcell's first delivery of the inning is a ball. The 1-0 delivery, ball 2. Ball 3 in the dirt. Batter's count here. We'll see if Richie gets the green light from Coach Costello. He doesn't, and he takes ball 4. 4-pitch walk. A first allowed by Purcell. Brings up shortstop Shane Harrington. Jack English going in to run for Harrington, for Hayes. Okay, Harrington ready. There's the pitch. It's ball. Purcell looks English back. Goes over there. Jack slides back in time. There's a ball down low, 2-0. The 2-0 delivery. Popped up foul behind the first base. Make it 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 delivery to Harrington on its way. Ball 3. Three and 1 the count. The 3-1 pitch. Popped up foul again behind first base. Full count now to Harrington. A payoff pitch on its way. Lined into the gap in right center field. English rounding second, coming to third, and he's held up at third base. So Harrington comes through with a base hit to center field. And Walpole's run is at the corners with nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Brings up second baseman Ryan McDonald. And we just realized that it's Mike Federer who's running. Sorry about that, Mike. bunt. It's a beauty right back to the mound. Gets past him. Run scores and everybody's safe. So Walpole draws first blood on a bunt single by Ryan McDonald. As Mike Federer scampers home with the run. And it brings up the right field, Jackson Marshall, batting from the left side. Another bunt. This one is foul, pop out to the third baseman. One down now. And it brings up catcher Drew Cantrell. Cantrell gunned down, let's see, Bryce Barlow in the first inning. A nice throw to second base. Swing and a miss, strike one. Ball outside. Purcell comes to the set. His 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike two. It's a ball, both runners going down, and he slides in, save, double steal there. Good call by Coach Costello. Puts two runners in scoring position now with one out. 2-2 count on Cantrell. Strike three called at the knees. And it brings up Cash Cantrell with two runners in scoring position for Walpole. Two down in the bottom of the second, and the Walpole 9 holding a 1-0 advantage. Strike called. Pops it foul, out of play. 0-2 the count to the Walpole left fielder. Ball high and away. 1-2 the count. Hyatt gets away from the catcher. English, let's see, Harrington races in to score, and McDonald moves down to third. Full count, no, I'm sorry, 2-2 count. A 2-2 pitch to Cash. Swung on it, missed, strike three. Walpole comes up with 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, 1 left on base. At the end of 2 innings of play, the score is Walpole 2, Minnechaug nothing. Strike called. back out of play. Burke quickly jumps ahead on the count, 0-2. Fouled at the plate. Count remains 0-2. Burke looks in for the sign. Comes to the set. And the pitch. In the dirt. A ball and 2 strikes. Ground ball to shot. Shane Harrington guns it over to first. 1 down. Brings up the designated player, Ian Angelica. Shows bunt, does bunt. And it will go foul. As it was heads up play by Paul Whalen, letting it roll foul and then keeping it there before it can roll back into fair territory. Gives Burke a 0-1 count. Fouled off behind the plate. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, gets away. Easy play down at first. Almost safe, he beats it out. That'll be an E2 there. Error on that play to Drew Cantrell as his throw. He took his time for it there and threw it high. Drew Hayes off the bag, and Angelica was able to beat the throw. Brings up the number 9 hitter, Drew Grasso. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Strike 2. Grasso steps back in. Burke looks in for the sign. There's the pitch. Foul back out of play. Count remains 2 strikes. The 0-2 delivery in the dirt. Ball and 2 strikes. Foul well beyond the right field line. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Angelica leading off first. Here's the pitch. Right back to 1 to 6 to 3. Good double play there 1-6-3 if you're keeping score at home for Minnechaug. No runs, no hits. There was one Walpole error, nobody left on base. After 2.5 innings of play, the score is Walpole 2, Minnechaug nothing. Purcell looks in for the sign, goes into the motion, and the pitch. Down low and away, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. 2-0. Three balls, no strikes. Ball 4. The second walk allowed by Purcell. He has struck out 3. Brings up Quinn McNeil. Quinn single to left his first time up. Check swing, slow roll of the pitcher over to first. They get the out. Moves Whalen down to second. And it brings up the designated player, Cole Pileski. Cole also grounded out to the first baseman. Ball. Fouled up behind the first base side. 1-1. Walpole with a runner in scoring position. Looking to add to their 2-0 lead. Popped up foul again behind first base. Ball and 2 strikes to Walpole's designated hitter. He reaches again and it just falls in. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 delivery on its way. Grounded slowly to third. Long throw across the infield. Gets him. 2 down now. Whalen has to stay at second. Brings up Richie Hayes, the first baseman. He walked to lead off the second inning, and then his pinch runner, Mike Federer, came around to score Walpole's first run. Ball 1. Swing and a miss, chased a high one there. 1-1 the count. Purcell's at the set. 1-1 pitch. Grounded to third. Up off his glove. That'll go in. Coming home. Throw to the plate is high. Safe. We're going to go with an E on that. Hayes makes it to second. Whalen comes around with Walpole's third run. Good hustle by Paul. He needed to. It was a decent throw to the plate. And it brings up the shortstop, Shane Harrington. Shane singled to center field, his first time up. Fouls it back out of play. There's a ball down low. 1-1 the count. Purcell comes to the set. Here is the pitch. Strike called. 1-2 to Harrington. Line shot. Center fielder goes over to and puts it away for the out. But Walpole gets on the scoreboard again. They had a run. Top of the order for the green and white with Bryce Barlow coming up. He walked but then was thrown out attempting to steal. Swung on and fouls it back. Strike one. Burke's 1 strike pitch. Up high, 1-1. Fouled back, out of play. Watch out for my car. Okay. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Barlow. Two and two. The 2-2 delivery from Burke. Up high, full count. The payoff delivery. Up high, ball 4. That's the second time Barlow has walked on a full count. He has the 2 freebies given up by Andrew. And it brings up the left fielder, Aiden Rodriguez. Struck out swinging his first time up. Little looper into right field. That drops in. Minnechaug gets their first hit of the game. 2 runners on to open the 4th inning. And it brings up the catcher, Alex Solik. Bunt shows bunt, takes a ball. Time called by the home plate umpire. Everything's all set. Burke looks in, comes to the set. Ground ball to third. Whalen steps on first. Third over to first. Got him. Double play there for Walpole. So 2 down now. Runner on second from Minnechaug. And it brings up their cleanup hitter, center fielder Paul Deal, who struck out swinging in to open the second inning. Strike called. The 0-1 pitch from Burke. Swung on and missed. 0-2. Andrews 2-strike delivery. Strike 3 called. The first pitch. Ball. Strike call, 1-1. Swung on and missed. A ball and 2 strikes to McDonald. Ground ball, the shot. Up with it. A long throw to first. Gets him. 1 down. Barlow had no trouble fielding that. And it brings up the right fielder, Jackson Marshall. Marshall fouled out to third his first trip. Fouls it back off. Ball inside, 1-1. Ethan Purcell comes to the motion and the pitch. High and away, 2 balls and a strike. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Fouls it back out of play. Full count on the Walpole right fielder. Ground ball to shot. Over to first. 2 down. And it brings up the catcher, Drew Cantrell. Drew was caught looking in the second inning. Pops it up to the infield. First baseman drifting into foul territory and puts it away for the out. Walpole 3 up, 3 down. We've played 4 complete. The first pitch is a strike called to Prisbel. High, 1-1. Fouls it back out of behind the plate. Ball and 2 strikes now to Prisball. The 1-2 pitch from Burke is a ball, evening the count at 22. Strike 3 called. The 4th strikeout for Andrew Burke. Brings up the first baseman, Evan Liversidge, grounded to shot his initial trip. Strike called. Burke's 1-0-1 delivery. Hit him. So Minnechaug gets a base runner. And it brings up the second baseman, Ben Daniels. Ball down low. Line shot into left field, a base hit. Put runners at first and second for the Falcons. And it brings up the designated pit player, Ian Angelica, who reached on an error his first time. He struck out, but catcher Cantrell threw the ball away, threw too high, and he was able to beat the throw down to first. 2 runners on, 1 out for Minnechaug. Shows bunt, takes the ball. The 1-0 pitch, shows bunt again, fouls it off. Looked like he tried to get out of the way of that at the last second, but hit his bat for a strike, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch from Andrew. Shows bunt again, bunts it back to the mound. Safe, he beats it out. Slow roller, and he beat the throw down to first. So bases loaded now for the green and white with 1 out here. Brings up number 9 hit of the right fielder, Drew Grasso. He hit into a 1-6-3 double play his first time up. Shows a bunt, fouls it off at the plate. Burke looks in for the 1-strike pitch, comes to the set and delivers. Fouled off at the plate. Burke ahead on the count, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Fouled off out of play. The count remains a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch again on its way. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Half-hearted swing there, but it still counts. Andrew gets his 5th K, so with 2 outs and the bases loaded, brings up the top of the order. Bryce Barlow. He is walked, and he's walked twice, on both times on full count. Coach Chris Costello out to talk to his pitcher. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Top of the 5th. Walpole on top, 3-0. Burke's first pitch, grounded. Great play. Oh. Nice diving play by Harrington, but his throw was off the mark. Yeah, the run comes Livers Siege comes in with the run. Bases loaded still. And it brings up the left fielder, Aiden Rodriguez. He singled to right his last time up. He takes a ball. Swing and a miss, strike 1, 1-1. Pops it up, foul behind the Minnechaug bench. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Fouls it back again, out of play. Count remains 1-2. Burke looks in for the sign. He gets it from Cantrell. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Slow roller, fouled on the 3rd base line. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. He caught him at the knees. Cash will be looking to make some solid contact here. He struck out both times so far. Strike 1 called. Foul down the 3rd baseline. 0-2 the count to Cash. Fly ball to center field. He puts it away for the out. That was to Paul Deal. He just drifted back a couple of steps for the put out. Brings up Paul Whalen. Paul has grounded to first, walked, and scored a run. Ball one. Ball two. A 2-0 pitch from Purcell in the dirt, 3-0. Ball four. Oh, Whalen walks for the second time. And it brings up the center fielder, Quinn McNeil. Quinn is 1 for 2, a single back in the first inning. Single to left, the first hit of the game. He takes a ball down low. Whalen leading off first. As a grounder to shot into left field, a base hit. Walpole with runners at first and second now. Second hit of the game for McNeil. And it brings up the designated player, Cole Pileski. Walpole with runners on first and second, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mike Pileski. Mike Pileski. Not Cole, I've been calling him Cole. It's Mike. Takes a strike. Fouls it back. Actually, it is Mike Pileski batting for his brother. Two balls and a strike. Hit him. And Walpole loads the bases. And it brings up the first baseman, Richie Hayes. Richie has walked and reached on an error. Walpole with a chance to break it open here. Bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Swing and a miss by Hayes. Fouls it back out of play. Oop, hit somebody's car. 2 strikes to Hayes. Hit him. Back-to-back hits by pitch. Brings in Walpole's 4th run of the game. brings up the shortstop, Shane Harrington. Shane is 1 for 2, single to center and fly to center. Mikey St. Martin warming up for Walpole. Just in case he's needed. Strike call to Harrington. In the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Strike called. A 1-2 delivery on its way to Harrington. And Purcell steps off the mound. Now he looks in, gets the sign. 1-2 pitch. Ball. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Foul behind the plate. Out of play. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fouled straight back again. The count still 2-2. Harrington hanging in tough there for Walpole. Purcell comes to the set. And the pitch. Full count. No place to put him. Long flush, little bloop to right field. He comes in, he dropped it. All right, so 9-6 gets Pileski. E9. But Walpole does get a run as McNeil scores. So runners at the corners for Walpole, 2 outs now. And it brings up Ryan McDonald, the second baseman. Ryan's reached on a bunt single and grounded a shot. Fly ball to right field. And he gets it for the out. But Walpole puts another couple of runs across the plate. For the Falcons, it'll be catcher Alex Solik batting. Takes the ball. He's grounded out to the infield twice. Fly ball to left. He calls for it and puts it away. An easy play in left for Cash Cantrell. And it brings up the center fielder, Paul Deal. He is struck out twice. Strike called. Deal, the cleanup hitter for the Falcons. Pops it foul behind the Minnechaug bench. 0-2. He reaches out, hits a slow roll to McDonald at second, over to first. 2 down. And it brings up the third baseman, Ian Prisbill. 0 for 2. Ball 1. Strike 1. Slow roller to Harrington. Over to first. Side is retired. 3 up, 3 down in the 6th for Minnechaug. The new pitcher for Minnechaug, but I don't know his name. 2-0 to Marshall. Strike. 2 balls on the strike. Three and 1. And he walks. Strike called to Drew Cantrell. Foul ball. 0-2. The line shot, base it into right field. Marshall makes the turn and holds up. Runners, first two runners on here in the sixth inning for Walpole. Brings up the left fielder, Cash Cantrell. Jack Monteith going in to run for Drew Cantrell. All right. The first pitch to Cantrell. Bunts. He made the play. Throws back to second. Save. Out at second. So that'll go 1-4. 1-6. Pop 1. 1-6. So just like that, Minnechaug turns a very unusual double play. A nice play by the pitcher to catch that ball and then have the presence of mind to stand up and gun it to second for the force out there. They almost turned the triple play, but Monteith was able to get back in time. So with two down, runner on first, it brings up Paul Whalen for Walpole. Paul grounded to first and has walked twice, scored twice. E1 will allow Walpole gets a runner in scoring position on an errant pickoff play. Strike called Whalen. Ground ball fouled on the first baseline. 0-2 the count to Whalen. In the dirt. A ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 and the side is retired. For Walpole, they had no runs, 1 hit. There was 1 error, 1 left on base. We've played 6, and the score is Walpole 5, Minnechaug Regional 1. Okay, Liver Siege had grounded a shot and was hit by a pitch and has scored the only run of the game for the Falcons. Takes the ball up high. Ball 2. The 2-0 delivery from Andrew Burke. Way high, 3-0. The 3-0 delivery. And Minnechaug has the leadoff runner on. Daniels has singled to right, singled to left, and grounded to shot. He takes the ball. Strike called. Way up there. 2 balls and a strike. Foul down the first baseline. Out of play. Good try by, I think that was Paul, I think it was Ryan McDonald there with the long run, but fell in without him. 2-2 the count. Fly ball to center field. Right to him, just comes right to him, 1 down. There's no trouble at all there for McNeil. And it brings up Ian Angelica. Reached on an error. So he actually struck out, reached on an error, and then reached on an infield hit. So he's been on base twice. Burke's pitch shows bunt, fouls it off. Tried to get out of the way of that and fouled it off instead. Ball 1-1. Burke looks in for the sign, comes to the set, and the pitch. Strike 2 called. Oh. Takes a ball, then Lewis Slag steals second to get into scoring position for the Falcons. The throw was just a little late. 2-2 count. Check swing. 3. Didn't quite hold up enough. 2 down now, so the Falcons are down to their last out. And it's the number 9 hitter. Drew Grasso. Coach Castillo out talking to Burke. Like to see him get the complete game victory here. Like we said, Burke will be going to WPI next year and will be playing baseball. Comes to the set and the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike one. The 0-1 pitch. Strike two. Oh, Minnechaug down to their final strike. So Liverslag steals third. And that was a ball, that pitch. The 1-2 delivery. Just outside, 2-2. Liverslag on third. He scored the only run for Minnechaug. Foul straight back into the mask of the umpire. He's going to shake that off. We'll take a minute here to see if he's all right. That came straight back. Trainer out for Walpole to check on the home plate umpire. He says he's all right. And we'll try this again. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the batter, 2 outs. A runner on third. Top of the 7th inning. Andrew Burke looking to put this one away. The 2-2 pitch fouled away. Count remains 22. Andrew comes to the set and to the mound, swinging a miss, strike 3. The ball game's over. So Burke ends it in fine form, striking out the final 2 batters of the game. So we'll go the final rundown here for your Walpole. 5 runs on 5 hits. They made 3 errors and left 6 runners on. For Minnechaug, no runs, 3 hits. They committed 2 errors and left 1 batter on. Andrew Burke goes the distance for Walpole. Let's see, 3, 7, 10, 11, 13, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And 3, 5, 7, 9, 12. Let's see, 105 pitches, 74 for strikes. Andrew struck out 9, walked 3, and hit a batter. The losing pitcher was Purcell. He went 6 innings, struck out 3, walked 3, and hit a couple of batters. Walpole scored 2 in the second, added 1 in the third, and then put it away with 2 in the 5th. So Walpole will move on to the round of 16, where they will face the winner of the Middleborough-Grafton game. Thank you for watching this Walpole Media Corporation broadcast of Walpole High School varsity baseball action. Once again, the final score in this MIAA Division II round of 32 game, Walpole 5, Minnechaug 1.